Good afternoon and welcome to Stewart Field in Chicago, Illinois for another presentation of NCAA Division III Women's Lacrosse here on YouTube Live and on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Today we have a couple of teams still searching for their first win here in the early 2026 NCAA Division III Women's Lacrosse season as the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks play host to the visiting Elmhurst Blue Jays. Chris Rouse here on the call, and as I said in the open, both teams coming in looking for their first win of the season. Both teams sitting at 0-3 to start, but there's a lot of promising talent on the field on both sides for this matchup. Illinois Tech has number 22, Antonia Tony Martin, 110-plus goals, 116 to be exact, in the last 3 seasons for the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks, leading the way in terms of their offensive attack with 8 goals thus far this season. For Elmhurst on the other side, how do you replace the all-time leading scorer in the history of the program? Well, you get the number 2 scorer from last season, Hannah Jacob, to try to fill in. Last season, Jacob had 17 goals, replacing the now all-time leading scorer in the history of Elmhurst women's lacrosse in Maggie Eastman. And now Hannah Jacob looking to blaze her own trail here for the Blue Jays and having 17 goals a season ago and having a game where she had 3 goals in their most recent outing, a loss at the hands of Alma. For Elmhurst, they have to come in feeling like maybe they let one slip. It was a comeback effort in their 12-11 loss at the hands of Alma. They battled back to get within a goal. They even tied the matchup, but a late goal with 1 minute remaining was the difference as Alma ended up losing 12-11 their last time out. Both teams still looking for that first win. Let's see who's going to get it. Will it be the Scarlet Hawks or the Blue Jays? Starting lineups and introductions coming up right now.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Stewart Field for today's women's lacrosse matchup between the visiting Elmhurst University Blue Jays and your Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. Illinois Tech and the NCAA Good Sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. Your request for cooperation is supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or other offensive comments and actions directed at the officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and may be grounds for removal from Stewart Field. Fans, a reminder, permission to enter the field or the bench areas are restricted to student athletes, coaches, game officials, game day staff, and authorized personnel. Unauthorized individuals violating this policy will be subject to removal from Stewart Field. Now, let's meet our starting lineups for today's contest. First for the visiting Blue Jays. A senior goalkeeper for Milwaukee, Washington, number 3, Jack Minogue. A sophomore midfielder from Lockport, Illinois, number 4, Grace Wilkins. A junior midfielder from Pueblo, Colorado, number 8, Alyssa Helmer. Junior midfielder from Montgomery, Illinois, number 13, Paige Mona. A sophomore attacker from Chula Vista, California, number 14, Ashley Sardon. A senior defender from Grand Rapids, Michigan, number 15, Andrea Burkhardt. A first-year midfielder from Hoffman Estates, Illinois, number 19, Olivia Ingrafia. Junior attacker from Lockport, Illinois, number 20, Tessa Zinzin. A junior defender from Eureka, Missouri, number 21, Natalie Hardy. A senior midfielder from Jensen Beach, Florida, number 22, Zoe Benito. A sophomore defender from Macomb, Illinois, number 23, Ella Anya. And a junior attacker from Glenville, Illinois, number 25, Hannah Jacob. Blue Jays coached by head coach Sloan Baumgartner, 3rd season, assisted by Sandra Jones and Eddie Trott. And now for your Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. A senior defender from Corvallis, Oregon, number 1, Iona Pettigrew. First-year midfielder attacker from New York, number number 5, Eliza Barrett. A first-year goalkeeper from Dallas, Texas, number 9, Samantha Anderson. A junior midfielder from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, number 10, Izzy Niebler. A first-year midfielder from Evansville, Indiana, number 11, Ava Rowe. A junior defender midfielder from Parker, Colorado, number 12, Ellie Post. A first-year attacker from Dallas, Texas, number 15, Jenny Park. A sophomore defender from Chicago, Illinois, number 17, Nayeli Samano. A sophomore defender from Benton, Vermont, number 19, Iceland McManus. A junior goalkeeper from Downers Grove, Illinois, number 20, Samantha Dargelo. A senior attacker from Atlanta, Georgia, number 22, Tony Martinez. And a first-year midfielder defender from Wakanda, Illinois, number 23, Elise Wershaw. Scarlet Hawks are coached by Emily Wasoki in her second season, assisted by Shane Hyatt. Would all fans please now as we are prepared to play number 9.
Fifth all-time meeting between the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks and the Elmhurst University Blue Jays here in women's lacrosse. Elmhurst has won 3 of the previous 4 meetings, including the most recent matchup, which was March 4th of last year, 2025, a 15-8 win for the Elmhurst Blue Jays, where in that matchup, Hannah Jacob had 6 goals for Elmhurst. And here are the starting lineups for the Blue Jays today. They will be led by their third-year head coach, Sloan Baumgartner, who comes in with a record of 7-22. They'll start in the net, the goalkeeper, number 3, Jack Vanoni. Number 4, Grace Lorkowitz. Number 8, Alyssa Calderon. Number 13, Paige Moniz. Number 14, Ashley K. Sardon. Number 15, Andrea Mertland. Number 19, Olivia Ingrafia. Number 20, Contessa Zimzak. Number 21, Natalie Hardy. Number 22, Zoe Valdevenito. Number 23, Ella Conyers. And, of course, number 25, Hannah Jacob, rounds out the starting lineup for Elmhurst. In fact, it'll be Jacob taking the opening draw control here against Ava Roll, who will be the first starter listed for Emily Wasoki today. It'll be Ava Roll, number 11. Number 1, Iona Pettigrew. Number 5, Eliza Barron. Number 9, Samantha Anderson. Number 10, Izzy Niebler. Number 12, Ellie Post. Number 15, Jenny Park. Number 17, Nayeli Samano. Number 19, Aislinn McManus. Number 22, Tony Martinez. And, of course, number 23, Elise Wershawn. The keeper will be number 20, Samantha Gargiulo for Illinois Tech. The Scarlet Hawks on the opposite end of the field away from Gargiulo here as we get started following the draw control. Illinois Tech working around the perimeter. Of course, mentioned Antonio Martinez, 116 career goals for Illinois Tech. Has certainly left an impression on this program as Illinois Tech begins another season of NAC women's lacrosse play. Elmhurst representing the CCIW, which in the past few seasons has been dominated by a team not too far from here, the University of Chicago. I remember when they first began that program about 2019. I think that was 2019 where they began the women's lacrosse program, a constant battle with Illinois Wesleyan at the top there. But also could be a bit of a changing of the guard in that conference, as now here's Illinois Tech trying to lob one in. Some of those other teams in the conference that U Chicago have been in control of. See Carroll starting to improve their women's lacrosse program. Elmhurst under Sloan Baumgartner here in her third season. 7 wins, 7-22. Remember, Coach Baumgartner inherited a team that was winless prior to her first season. Now Illinois Tech in possession of the ball here with Tony Martinez. Certainly quite the offensive show. There's Izzy Niebler, number 10. Niebler playing in her 35th career game for the Scarlet Hawks. It's been Niebler and Martinez. They're those two, along with Iona Pettigrew, have been the 3 more consistent players on this Scarlet Hawks roster the last 3 years, or they've been the longest tenured players, I should say, on the Scarlet Hawks roster. Coach Emily Wasoki, 2-15 last season for Illinois Tech. Tough loss at the hands of one of Elmhurst's CCIW conference foes. Here's a chance to go for goal for Illinois Tech, and that shot knocked down. That was Jenny Park, the first-year player out of Dallas, Texas. Goes for the net, but it's turned away. And also some contact near that net as Jack Vanoni, the all-conference keeper for Elmhurst, gets out of traffic, and now we got a whistle. And now Martinez will pick up a yellow card here. With all the contact, plenty of contact there between Martinez and Vanoni. Of course, you want Tony Martinez around the net, and you like that aggression, but you didn't want her to pick up the card there if you're an Illinois Tech fan. Vanoni, the senior out of Washington, Issaquah, Washington, sends it down the pitch, sends it down the field, and it goes out of play. Beautiful Stewart Field, home to Illinois Tech outdoor athletics such as men's soccer, women's soccer, and of course both women's and men's lacrosse programs. A beautiful place for collegiate athletics, especially at the D3 level, in the shadow of the Sears Tower and also within shouting distance of the home of the White Sox, Rate Field. But now here comes Elmhurst in pursuit to the net, and a goal as the Elmhurst Blue Jays. It's Ashley K. Sarnan opens the scoring. Another one of the features here at Stewart Field, you get these trains coming by, and just as we had one here, Elmhurst went on a run towards the north side of the field, and Ashley K. Sarnan broke the ice with the first goal for the Blue Jays. Third goal of the season for Sarnan, unassisted goal for Sarnan. Sarnan, the sophomore out of Chula Vista, California. And after we've played 3.5 minutes, Ashley K. Sarnan opens the scoring, and now here's Elmhurst with Lurkowitz controlling the ground ball. Lurkowitz, a sophomore out of Lockport, Illinois. Lurkowitz goes down, and the whistle actually goes against Elmhurst, and Illinois Tech takes over with Gargiulo. Gargiulo was looking long on the pass attempt. He was looking for a roll, and the ball went long to Elmhurst. Here's Sardan. looking for a second goal to the front of the net, and she scores again. Gets right past Gargiulo for an easy goal. 2 goals for Ashley K. Sardon, her 4th of the season. Wasting no time are the Elmhurst Blue Jays getting on that north goal. About 3.5 minutes into the game. And now here 4.5 minutes into the game. They follow up. So 3 minutes into the game, Sardon scored the first goal. 4.5 minutes into the game, she follows up to extend the lead. Roll taking the draw control here for Illinois Tech, going up against Mertland. And now Mertland runs the ball down herself and runs right to the net. Mertland back to the net. Nice save by Gargiulo. That was a tough save. Also a tough shot from Mertland based off her placement. Looked as if maybe she should have went top right. She ended up going low left. Here's now a chance for Sardon, and she gets knocked down right in front of the net. Takes contact to the head. And that was Pettigrew. And that will lead to the free position shot here. As now it'll be Sardon. Illinois Tech trying to get their defense set. And Nayeli Samano, the sophomore, running around here. And now Sardon with a quick hat trick. 2 goals within this minute. 3 goals within a minute and a half. And Elmhurst with a 3-0 advantage. We knew one of these teams was going to get their first win of the season. Elmhurst looking to do it here. Illinois Tech searching for answers. Coach Wasoki wants a timeout. 3-0 Blue Jays. We'll take a break. We'll be right back with more. This is NCAA Division III Women's Lacrosse on YouTube Live and on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Back here at Stewart Field in Chicago, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks playing host to the Elmhurst Blue Jays. Elmhurst out to an early 3-0 advantage here over the Scarlet Hawks. 10:07 remaining here in the first quarter. And now we get a whistle on the draw control here. And possession will go to Elmhurst as it'll be Mertland taking over for the Blue Jays. Thus far, it's been Sardon leading the way. She has 3 goals. Ashley K. Sardon with 3 goals to lead the way for the Blue Jays. 2 of them within a matter of a minute. All three score within about 90 seconds. Martinez tried to clear there for Illinois Tech. Now we get a whistle, and that will favor, looked as if it was going to favor Illinois Tech briefly. And actually we'll go and now a card against Illinois Tech as Martinez gets a green card. Now she'll go to the sideline. And now here comes Elmhurst. Coach Wasoki with some words from Martinez here on the near sideline. Elmhurst back in possession of the ball, and Graffia has it defended into that corner by Ava Roll. Roll in Samano applying the pressure. Long pass. And it's recovered by Lurkowitz. Sardon to the front of the net going for goal. Sardon falls down and also took some contact there. And that will create the free position opportunity for Elmhurst. Illinois Tech did a good job defensively the first time Sardon had a free position opportunity. Let's see if they can duplicate that effort here. Not really so much Illinois Tech's defense as Sardon shoots it wide. And now the Scarlet Hawks take over. As the ball went over the back line, Illinois Tech had the players on the back line. Long throw from Gargiulo to Martinez. Martinez surrounded by blue jerseys. Now gives it up to Roll. Roll's pass intended for Pettigrew. Rolls into the offensive zone for Illinois Tech. And now it's scooped up by the Scarlet Hawks as Akertava comes away with it. Pass intended for Roll. Mishandled and now scooped up by Niebler. This is where Illinois Tech wants the ball. You got Martinez and Niebler really sort of working together. This is the side of the ball for the Scarlet Hawks where they've been most successful since they've had this combination of players on the roster. Park. She gives it up. Niebler's looking for somebody to drop it off to. Niebler never really had an angle, and now Niebler is dispossessed of the ball. Someone looking for the ground ball pickup, and the whistle will favor Elmhurst. So Illinois Tech squanders an opportunity to at least get a shot on the net. So far, Elmhurst doing a good job of keeping Jack Vanoni from being threatened by Illinois Tech's offensive weapons, such as Martinez, Pettigrew, and Niebler. Now here, they are providing a threat with Valdevenito. Zoe Valdevenito is actually the team leader in goals with 5, and she'll add on to her total with her 6th of the season. And now the Elmhurst Blue Jays extend their lead to 4. Shutting it down on the defensive end and then bringing the noise right to the front door on the offensive end. Elmhurst ahead by 4.
Elmhurst University goal scored by number 22, Zoe Valdebenito. Unassisted.
Team leading 6th goal of the season for Zoe Valdebenito. As now Elmhurst again with a 4-0 advantage with 6:33 remaining in the first quarter. Roll versus Mertland on the draw control. The violation will favor Elmhurst. And now Mertland picks it up and takes some contact immediately. A bit of a hip check there from Wershawn. Now a pair of players go down as Roll and Mertland both fall to the cold turf here at Stewart Field. So we're still trying to get this sorted out here from the broadcast location. It appears it will be free position opportunity. So Mertland will take the free position opportunity, and actually she'll pass it out and give it up to Anna Hawkinson. Right back to Mertland, who's pressured defensively by Wershawn. Gargiulo with the save, able to get down. Bit of a rebound pickup there by Jacob. And the officials will stop the clock, will stop the action here to get a reset on the shot clock to 60. Action now resumes. Valdebenito gives it up as well. And now Hawkinson had it after a couple of passes. Assistant coach Shayna Heck down at the end of the field for Illinois Tech, calling out the plays, doing a great job. You can hear her calling out the ISOs, because here's Jacob ISO'd one-on-one with Pettigrew. Pettigrew doing a good job of forcing Jacob away from the net. Roll actually got beat there by Lurkowitz, but Lurkowitz passed out of it and gave it up to Mertland. Mertland now beats Wershawn and scores. Patience paid off there for Elmhurst. They had a couple of opportunities for players to go for the net. Instead, they passed out. They finally passed out this time, and it led to a wide-open shot in front of the net by Mertland.
Elmhurst University goal scored by number 15, Andrea Mertland, unassisted.
Number of unassisted goals here in the early going for Elmhurst. Mertland with her third of the season. And with 5:05 remaining here in the first quarter, Elmhurst with a 5-goal advantage. Illinois Tech, really their best effort to even get a shot on the net, let alone goal, but a shot on the net. We just saw it. They had the ball for a lengthy time, and they were turned away. Ava Roll wins the draw control. And now here's Illinois Tech, at least going to the south side of the field. Interesting rainbow pass, but Martinez able to recover. Martinez looking for someone to cut. Roll was a little delayed on what looks similar to in basketball, a dive cut, but it wasn't there for Illinois Tech. Moved in front of the net here for the Scarlet Hawks. Just too much clutter here after another missed opportunity. Barron just looking for an outlet. She passed it for Niebler. The ball goes wide, and no one on the back line for Illinois Tech, so Elmhurst will take possession. Another missed opportunity for Illinois Tech. Scarlet Hawks credited with one shot thus far in the matchup. Shot totals favor Elmhurst 8-1, 6 of the 8 on goal, including, of course, the 5 goals. And then Illinois Tech, their one credited shot was on net as well. That shot was credited to Jenny Park. And now a whistle will favor Elmhurst as Pettigrew heads towards the sideline. Nice ball fake and a move by Sardon. And now Niebler able to dispossess Sardon. Martinez came in with the stick a little high. And Martinez will head to the sideline. I have to be honest, that's a bit unfortunate for Martinez. It was a situation where she was just running towards the ball. And it was a situation where both her and Sardon were going for the ball. But Martinez wasn't really looking at Sardon. And she made contact. And it led to the whistle. And now both Pettigrew and Martinez on the sideline. It was just an unfortunate situation there where Martinez was just going for the ball. Sardon was coming in as well. And just her stick caught Sardon in the head. Valdebenito gives it up to Calderon. Paige Moniz. Now up top to give it back to Sardon. Sardon couldn't handle the pass, and now her pass goes wide. And now Illinois Tech will take over on the turnover. Just a mishandled pass there by Sardon. She just sent that one well wide off the back fence on the north side of Stewart Field. And now another violation against Illinois Tech will send Ellie Post to the sideline, the junior out of Parker, Colorado. And Ellie Post, another one of those players. You know, I mentioned Martinez and Niebler and Pettigrew. Ellie Post, another one of those players that's been on this roster. As they've tried to build this Illinois Tech women's lacrosse program. Ball goes into the southwest corner here at Stewart Field. And now Elmhurst will take over. Final 100 seconds of the first quarter. As now Elmhurst pushing towards midfield. And another whistle. And Illinois Tech will get Martinez back on the field. And Martinez takes over. Martinez looking for Pettigrew. Ball goes wide and high, but Pettigrew able to run it down. Ava roll. Illinois Tech finally able to get some bodies back on the field as the Scarlet Hawks trying to get a substitution here. And just a huge miscommunication on the Scarlet Hawks sideline. They're trying to communicate to their players who they wanted in the proper rotation that they wanted in the game at the moment. Got a player down as that's Pettigrew. Pettigrew spilled to the turf here at Stewart Field. Final 30 seconds with Jacob giving up to Valdebenito. Samano applying defensive pressure for Illinois Tech. Elmhurst trying to add one more goal before we go to the second quarter. Final 13 seconds. Jacob pressured by McManus on that north fence. Illinois Tech can take over, but with time ticking away, McManus gets it into Gargiulo, and that will end the first quarter with our score. The Elmhurst Blue Jays leading it 5-0. This matchup played at the majority of the first quarter, played on the north end of Stewart Field. Elmhurst with a 5-0 advantage as a result. Second quarter action coming up on the other side of this break here on YouTube Live and on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Second quarter getting ready to begin as the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks play host to the Elmhurst Blue Jays here in NCAA Division III women's lacrosse action. Elmhurst with a 5-0 advantage. Majority of that first quarter played on the north side of Stewart Field. The two teams will switch sides for the second quarter, but in that first quarter, 9 shots, 6 on goal for Elmhurst. Illinois Tech, 1 shot. That shot was on goal. It came from Jenny Park. But leading the way for Elmhurst in that first quarter was Ashley K. Sardon. She had 3 goals. Andrea Mertland added 1, and also so did Zoe Valdebenito. Illinois Tech with the draw control, and now moving towards the north side of the field are the Scarlet Hawks. That was Barron with a pass to the outside. A chance to go for the net, and a goal for the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. As Illinois Tech finding the back of the net, and that was Jenny Park. Park took the shot earlier. Park with both shots today for Illinois Tech. This one finds the back of the net, opens or gets Illinois Tech in the scorebook.
Scored by number 15, Jenny Park, unassisted.
Jenny Park, her 6th goal of the season. And we mentioned how Antonia Martinez, with her 8 goals in her career, 116 goals, has led the way for Illinois Tech. Well, this season, Jenny Park second on the team now with that her 6th goal. But if you're Illinois Tech, that's what you want to see. You have established players already in Martinez and Niebler. And if you could get some of these other players going, like a Jenny Park, it could be interesting in the NAC what the Scarlet Hawks could do this season. Of course, Emily Wasoki in her 2nd season, starting to shape this team in her image. Took over for Kirk Lamity last season, at the beginning of last season. Only the 3rd coach in the history of Illinois Tech women's lacrosse is Wasoki. But now here in her 2nd season in Chicago, starting to put her own touch on this team, starting to build this team in her image, much as you're starting to see with Sloan Baumgartner with Elmhurst in her 3rd season. Here's Martinez. Shot clock, plenty of time with 45 available, and Martinez directing traffic. Martinez using a screen. Tries to wheel outside. Good dodge attempt, but it was blocked down. Good job by Mertland defensively. Elmhurst adding support to the defense here as they're putting bodies to the side. Now Martinez finally gets the ISO. Martinez, a pass for Park. It goes wide, and it's scooped up by Elmhurst. Vanoni able to snatch the ball out of the air as Moniz almost sent that ball long to the west side of Stewart Field. Vanoni. Sardon. Good help by Roll, but Sardon able to avoid the defense. Sardon, long lead, gets it ahead of the field. That ball is going to go to the southwest side of Stewart Field. Into that corner, pretty good battle, but the ball won by Lurkowitz. Lurkowitz to the front of the net. The ball is down, and it is a goal for Elmhurst. A bit of a delayed reaction, but it will be Val Devenito with her 2nd goal. So Zoe Val Devenito will get the goal, and it appears that this will be the first, could be the first assisted goal of the afternoon. As Lurkowitz set that one up for Val Devenito, and it's
First University goal scored by number 22, Zoe Valdebenito. Her 2nd, assisted by number 4, Grace Lurkowitz.
so Grace Lurkowitz credited with the assist. And now it's 6-1. It's 6-1 Elmhurst with 12:34 remaining in the 2nd quarter. That is the first credited assist of the afternoon, and it comes here for Grace Lurkowitz. So up until this point, we'd had up until that point 6 goals, no assists. That's the first helper, and it helps Elmhurst take a 5-goal advantage at 6-1. Blue Jays just looking for somewhere to go with the ball here as they try to avoid Niebler. And it's Mertland who gives it up to Val Devenito. The Illinois Tech sideline very aware of Zoe Val Devenito, the leading scorer for Elmhurst this season, now with 7 goals, following the 2 she's put on the board today. Niebler, again, doing a great job applying the pressure. See, this is why Niebler has been key for Illinois Tech, as it's Ingrafia trying to find somewhere to go. Ingrafia had the ball knocked away, scooped it right back up, and scores in front of the net. The Illinois Tech sideline, they're shocked about that one. They thought that just an unfortunate play, as Niebler did a great job defensively. But it's Olivia Ingrafia who comes up with the loose ball and then comes up with the goal.
Elmhurst University goal scored by number 19, Olivia Ingrafia, unassisted.
Second goal of the season for Olivia. The second goal of the season for Olivia Ingrafia. Ingrafia, the first-year player out of Hoffman Estates, Illinois. And now it makes it a 7-1 Elmhurst Blue Jays advantage on the scoreboard. Remember Elmhurst defeated Illinois Tech on March 4th last year. Here we are on March 5th, a year later. These two teams meet again, this time inside the Chicago city limits. But the same result with Elmhurst ahead. Scarlet Hawks able to pick up that loose ball with Akertava. Akertava gave it back to Gargiulo. Now Gargiulo just looking for an outlet here. Not really a lot of support coming to the ball here. And Gargiulo with a long pass to Niebler, and it's handled by Izzy Niebler and gets it into the attacking zone for the Scarlet Hawks. Now Illinois Tech trying to work the ball around the perimeter. They also, you can hear them with some communication to Ava Roll. I don't know if maybe she was out of position or maybe she was behind the play. I'm not sure what the issue was there. But now Illinois Tech able to play it in behind with Martinez. Martinez had support in front of the net in Rashawn. She goes for goal herself, but it's knocked away by Vanoni. Yancheva comes up with it for Illinois Tech and gives it over to Roll. Jenny Park. Park pressured, good defense by Natalie Hardy. Hardy, the junior out of Eureka, Missouri. Akertava. Akertava trying to work around Nahirna, and now she gives it outside to Yancheva. Akertava. Now it's Martinez providing the screen. Nahirna also providing one, and now pass to the outside. Illinois Tech a pass inside. It was going in for Rashawn. And now Rashawn comes away with it, goes behind the net. Rashawn going to try the wraparound opportunity. That one bounces out to Martinez. Martinez gets hit in the head by Vanoni and a whistle. Martinez was trying to turn the corner and get her shot herself. Took a pretty good hit to the head there from Vanoni. Coach Wasoki is looking for a yellow card and now also going to check on Martinez as she's down here at Stewart Field. And so Martinez was called for a foul similar to this earlier when her and Ashley K. Sardon were going for a loose ball. They were going for a loose ball, and it was the stick from Martinez that caught Sardon in the head. Almost similar here, her and Vernoni sort of met at the same spot while Martinez was turning the corner. And thankfully, Antonia Martinez is up to her feet and walking off the field. Coach Emily Wasoki and the head of the Scarlet Hawks athletic training staff, Mika Sanchez, with Martinez as she comes off the field. Assistant coach Shayna Hecht also now coming over to help with Tony Martinez. 9:05 remaining here in the first half. It's 7-1 Elmhurst. Blue Jays had a 5-0 advantage at the end of the first quarter. And now here in the second quarter, leading it 7-1, outscoring the Scarlet Hawks 2-1. And Illinois Tech's lone goal scored by Jenny Park. Now the officials trying to sort out the aftermath of that play. Remember, Martinez was hitting the head as she was trying to turn the corner and go for the shot. And our coach Sloan Baumgartner calling Alyssa Calderon over to the Elmhurst sideline. So 7-1 advantage in favor of Elmhurst as the officials continue to have a conversation with Emily Wisoki, the second-year head coach for the Scarlet Hawks. Attended Ryder, where she was a women's lacrosse player. Trying to make the right decisions as the leader of a team here at Illinois Tech. Last season, 2-15 record for the Scarlet Hawks. Off to an 0-3 start this year, just like their opponents, the Elmhurst Blue Jays. So someone will get their first win today between these two teams. But it's going to be an uphill battle for Illinois Tech as they trail 7-1. Okay, so the penalty was called. So we're getting the official word now from the officials is that Vanoni, the keeper, since she got the yellow card, she will abandon the net, and then following this free position, and there's a pretty easy goal for Illinois Tech as Eliza Barron puts home the empty net free position shot for the Scarlet Hawks. As Jack Vanoni she abandoned the net as a result of her, the goalkeeper, picking up the yellow card there.
Scarlet Hawk goal scored on the free position by number 5, Eliza Barron.
Eliza Barron, the first-year player out of Livonia, New York, with her first career goal, and it's a pretty interesting goal there. You don't often see the empty net free position shot, but Eliza Barron with the empty net free position goal to get her first career goal. So now as a result of the goalkeeper picking up the penalty, obviously we can't play 2 minutes without a keeper. There will be a substitution player on the sideline. It'll be Alyssa Calderon. She will serve the 2 minutes in place of Vanoni, the keeper. So for 2 minutes, it will be Alyssa Calderon on the sideline while Jack Vanoni, the keeper, obviously remains in the game. You don't want to give, if you're Elmhurst, you don't want to give up the empty net for 2 minutes. Ball goes in behind the cage and out of play. Illinois Tech able to scoop it up. So Eliza Barron, an interesting first career goal, but it helps Illinois Tech in this matchup pull back within 5. And speaking of 5, here she is again with Barron. With Barron having the ball. Barron's pass. She goes to Park. Nayeli Samano scoops it up. Samano passes it in, and a whistle as that ball got to Anastasia Nahirna, and now whistle. Anna Hawkinson. Hawkinson started to run back on there for Elmhurst that you can see here on your screen, number 2. And now we've got the clock stopped at 7:51. And now Elmhurst will play it into the keeper. And now the officials, again, trying to get everything sorted out here. Obviously very tough to hear around here. A lot of trains in the area. We got the actual Metro trains literally behind us, and then, of course, the CTA train is not too far across the way. So the coaches, you can see Coach Wisoki, there's been a lot of confusion on some of these calls, and it's led to a lot of delays. I mean, we've had to have the officials coming off the field and have another conference here. And now the officials conference, it's just the officials this time, no coaches involved as they try to sort things out. Thought they did a really good job of sorting things out following the penalty earlier against Vanoni, the keeper of Elmhurst. And now this one a little lengthier than normal for these officials. As now Elmhurst will have Natalie Hardy in possession of the ball. Hardy's pass to Vanoni leads to a collision between Roll and Vanoni. And now another whistle. And so now another card, and it looks like it will be Roll that gets the card this time. And so they call a cross check. So apparently we got to call it was a cross check against Roll. And now Elmhurst will take over with Vanoni. Vanoni with a long hold here as she decides what's going to be the course of action for Elmhurst. She went with a short pass for Mertland, and Mertland couldn't handle it. It's picked up by Wershawn. Wershawn had room to go to the net, but her path was cut off. Great effort by Mertland to get back into the play. Good job taking the right angle. Ball goes out high for Barron. Park. And now another whistle. Illinois Tech with 65 on the shot clock when the whistle came into play there. And now we get a offside whistle here. So we'll get an offside here against Elmhurst as Paige Moniz was the player offside. And Illinois Tech will get a 1 minute advantage with Moniz on the sideline. Akurtava. Back up top to Ava Roll. Roll's pass. Not really sure who that was for. Oh, almost a bit of a stumble there from Wershawn. Good to see Wershawn regain her footing. And now that pass from Wershawn for Barron goes in behind the cage. Barron couldn't get there in time, and it will be Elmhurst possession. As Elmhurst had the players on the back line before Illinois Tech could get there off the bad pass on the miscommunication between Wershawn and Barron. Val Devanito gives it up to Nygren. Taylor Nygren dispossessed of the ball, and now here's Wershawn again. Wershawn to Akurtava. Akurtava trying to turn the corner. The 1 minute for Moniz comes to an end as now Paige Moniz gets Elmhurst back to even strength. Scarlet Hawks trying to get up the field here with 5 minutes to go in the half. And now a whistle. It's a 7-2 score. Elmhurst with the lead. Illinois Tech, however, with the most recent goal. That was scored by Eliza Barron to cut a 7-1 deficit to 7-2. An empty net free position goal as a result of the penalty being on the keeper, Jack Vanoni. Martinez swings it out to Wershawn. Scarlet Hawks looked as if maybe they were going to send a player in on the dive. It was Park who went in, and now Park and Roll occupy the same spot and sort of threw off the motion. Park looking for Ava Roll. Roll with a cut, but it's cut down by Elmhurst defense. Good step in there by Alyssa Calderon. Remember, Calderon served that penalty for the keeper Vanoni earlier, following the empty net free position goal. Shot clock at 30 for Illinois Tech. Roll on the drive. Roll tried to bounce one home. Martinez is on the back line, so Illinois Tech will maintain possession as they had Martinez. Park was also there in roll on that back line. Martinez tried a nice spin move on the dodge attempt. Martinez, the shot clock at 5. Shot clock at 4. Someone's going to have to take it. Shot clock at 2. Instead, the horn will expire. Park just dumps it out behind the line, and Elmhurst will take over on the back line. Strong hold for Elmhurst. They held the 1-minute penalty, and then they were also able to add on the extra 30 seconds to shut down Illinois Tech on that shot clock violation. Remember, 90-second shot clock in NCAA Division III women's lacrosse. Down to one knee is Vanoni, the keeper. Vanoni looking for an outlet. She directed the traffic last time. Instead, she'll take what Illinois Tech gives her this time. A chance to run for Elmhurst is Ingrafia. Ingrafia scored earlier. She has Elmhurst's most recent goal as she got that ball knocked away from her, and then she scooped it right back up and scored on Gargiulo. Samantha Gargiulo, the junior out of Downers Grove, Illinois, the keeper for Illinois Tech, had been under fire early in the match. Had some time to catch her breath these last few minutes with Illinois Tech putting the offense on the north side of the field. Iona Pettigrew now off the field as she gets the violation. Illinois Tech searching for answers here in this first half, but that halftime break still within distance here. It's just under 2 minutes to go. Action resumes. Final 100 seconds now as Elmhurst has it behind the cage. Is Jacob who sends it out to Ingrafia. Ingrafia once again had the most recent goal for Elmhurst here in the second quarter. It was 5-0. It was 5-0 Elmhurst at the end of the first quarter. Ashley K. Sardin with 3 goals in that first quarter. Here in the second quarter, it was Zoe Valdevenito and Olivia Ingrafia, the 2 for Elmhurst. And now we get a free position opportunity as the Blue Jays look to add to the lead. Gargiulo awaiting the shot. It's supposed to come from Sardin. Sardin still looking to get the shot. Sardin fires one past Gargiulo and scores. Sardin with her 4th goal. And Elmhurst extends their lead to 8-2. Well, I was just mentioning how Elmhurst had been quiet for quite some time because the action was on the opposite side of the field. As soon as they get it back to the south side of the field and they get in shooting distance, it's Sardin who scores.
Elmhurst University goal scored a woman up by number 14, Ashley K. Sardin, her 4th of the game.
4th goal of the match for Sardin. And certainly on a heater today. With those 4 goals, she now has 6 on the season. Still only good for 2nd on the team because Valdevenito has 2 goals in the matchup as well. So they'll be battling out for the team lead. Valdevenito at 7 and Sardin at 6. Here's Ava Roll. Pretty good run from Roll right to the front of the net. Roll going for goal, but she shot it off Vanoni's knee. Martinez there with a chance to get the rebound, but couldn't quite scoop it for any shot attempt. Martinez cleared space, but no shot as Illinois Tech redirects. Final 30 seconds of the first half. Akurtava holding. Good job by Moniz. This almost looks like a zone in basketball with how Moniz is standing high for Elmhurst, number 13 in blue. Here's Akurtava. This is essentially the zone defense equivalent in lacrosse, as now everyone for Elmhurst has just dropped out with their hands up As now Akirtava gets to the front of the net. Akirtava looking for something. I don't even think she's going to get a shot off, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Illinois Tech didn't even get a shot off to end the half, and at the break, the Elmhurst Blue Jays have the lead. It's 8-2 Elmhurst as they lead over the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. Both of these teams entered the match 0-3, looking for their first win of the season. Elmhurst, through the first half, looks like they're going to pick theirs up, but Illinois Tech, to see what answers they come up with to try to combat the Elmhurst strategies. Second half action coming up on the other side of this break. Also, our halftime stats and more here from Stewart Field in Chicago. This is NCAA Division III Women's Lacrosse on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live. Halftime at Stewart Field in Chicago. This is NCAA Division III Women's Lacrosse here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live. Scarlet Hawks trailing the Blue Jays by a score of 8-2 here at halftime. Chris Rouse on the call, where right now Illinois Tech out on the field getting ready for second half action, searching for answers against this Elmhurst Blue Jays team, which actually came right out of the gate and wasted little time getting on the net and taking the advantage. Elmhurst had a 5-goal advantage at the end of the first quarter to lead 5-0. Now at halftime they lead it 8-2. And for Elmhurst, here are the key stats to this point of the matchup. 12 shots for the Blue Jays, 9 of their 12 on goal. Illinois Tech with 7 shots, 5 of which on goal. Ground ball pickups 8-5 in favor of Illinois Tech. Turnovers 11-10 in favor of Elmhurst, meaning they've given it away one less time than Illinois Tech. 10 turnovers for Elmhurst, 11 for Illinois Tech. The scoring leaders to this point, Ashley K. Sarnan with 4 goals, now has 6 on the season. Zoe Valdevenito with 2, now has 7 on the season. So they're 1 and 2 for Elmhurst in goal scoring leaders. Andrea Mertland and Olivia Ingrafia also added a goal for the Blue Jays. Meanwhile, Illinois Tech, their 2 goals, Jenny Park and Eliza Barron. And Eliza Barron's goal, an empty net free position goal due to the penalty being on the keeper. And the keeper just having to line up behind the shooter since she was the player that picked up the penalty. 8-2 advantage, and now Illinois Tech will head towards the south goal here at Stewart Field. It's Tony Martinez who gave it up there. She gave it up to Eliza Barron. Martinez, 116 career goals for Illinois Tech, but scoreless here through one half of lacrosse action against Elmhurst. Working outside is Barron. Barron, nice pass to Roll. Roll couldn't quite handle it, and it's going to be scooped up by Vanoni. Now Vanoni goes down, and a whistle as Martinez and Vanoni sort of mixed it up there for the ball in front of the net. Illinois Tech. Martinez now having a lengthy discussion with the officials. Throughout the halftime break, both coaches, Coach Bumgardner of Elmhurst and Coach Wisoki of Illinois Tech, they had a lengthy halftime discussion with the officials out near the north. It was about about the line between the north attacking zone and the neutral zone, so it had to be the side on the other side of the field. That's where they were standing throughout most of the halftime break, having a lengthy discussion, heart-to-heart with the coaches and the officials. And I have to say, this game has had a lot of physicality, which you do welcome physicality. However, you want it within the rules, and we had a lot of head contact from both teams in that first half. Now here's Roll, back in control for Illinois Tech. Roll tries to put one home. It goes long. Illinois Tech able to get to the back line with Antonia Martinez, and now Illinois Tech takes over. Martinez up high, passes inside, a chance to go for goal. Barron saved by Vanoni as she was able to get down. Great job on the parry by Vanoni. Used her stick really to just protect herself and the net. And now Pettigrew with a deflection to keep the ball in the offensive zone for Illinois Tech. Martinez gives it up to Barron. That was a great play by Pettigrew to knock the ball free. Barron. She gives it up to Yancheva. Yancheva now hits Roll. Roll a shot. Good job again by Vanoni. Not quite a parry that time. Tried to basket catch the ball. Instead just knocked it away. Roll. Gives it up to Akertava. Akertava, the sophomore. Long swing to the outside. Here's Barron again. Barron picked up by 2 defenders from Elmhurst. The ball is knocked free in front of the net. It's still loose. Another chance for Illinois Tech and a whistle. Just as it appeared that Illinois Tech would have had a chance to go for goal, with Nahirna. There was a whistle, and the sophomore from Ukraine, her opportunity to go for goal was stopped before she could release the ball. Elmhurst up the field. Long pass. It's going to be a long run for Illinois Tech. Good job by Ellie Post, the junior out of Parker, Colorado. Literally just came back onto the field. She was on the sideline while Illinois Tech was on the attacking zone. In the attacking zone, as soon as that ball went long, Post sprinted onto the field. And now Post sprints right back off the field, just underneath the view of the camera, however. As now here's Pettigrew on offense. Scarlet Hawks passes up. They pass it out wide. Martinez definitely been focused on by this Elmhurst defense. They did a good job of keeping 22 from even getting an eye on the net. Nahirna over to Martinez. Martinez looking for someone to show. Nahirna did show. She's got backside help. Akurtava showed for a moment. Let's see where Martinez goes. Shot clock is at 30. Illinois Tech had a shot clock violation in the second quarter. Martinez, pass goes inside. And now Illinois Tech in danger of another shot clock violation with it running down to 20 here. Akurtava looking for some support. Instead, she goes outside to Barron. It might just have to be Barron that takes the shot. It is. Barron tries to bounce it home and does. Good goal for Illinois Tech as Eliza Barron. Her first career goal earlier in unconventional fashion. This one more conventional for her second career goal as she goes front of the net and bounces it home.
Scarlet Hawks goal scored by number 5, Eliza Barron. Her second unassisted.
So Eliza Barron, her first 2 career goals. The one earlier was the empty net free position shot. This one here, she runs to the front of the net to beat the horn, and Barron with 2 goals brings Illinois Tech back within 5, and this has been as close as the Scarlet Hawks have been since they've been able to get on the scoreboard. Illinois Tech was down 5-0 earlier. They cut the deficit a couple of times, but have been unable to get it within 5. Got a couple of players taking a spill here. And Coach Wasoki upset with that foul going against Martinez. The ball will go to Elmhurst nonetheless, as now Mertland dispossessed. Anastasia Nahirna able to come away with it. And now Nahirna goes for the net herself. And that was one of those plays where she did all the dirty work. She did everything to create the opportunity, so why not let her take the shot? But unfortunately, Nahirna couldn't score. Martinez on the run to the net. Couldn't quite get to the ball. So it will be Elmhurst possession. As now the officials will stop the clock. We got a timeout. 8:41 to go in the third. Elmhurst with an 8-3 lead, with Coach Sloan Baumgartner wanting her team to tighten up. But 8:41 remaining. Let's see if Illinois Tech can figure it out on the other side of this break, as Elmhurst is trying to solve Illinois Tech's attack here in the third quarter when we return. Chris Rouse here on the call at Stewart Field in Chicago, where the Elmhurst Blue Jays have an 8-3 advantage over the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks here in the third quarter. NCAA Division III Women's Lacrosse here on YouTube Live and on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Illinois Tech looking to get their first win of the season, but so is Elmhurst. Both teams 0-3. Illinois Tech would love to get their first win of the season today following the men's volleyball team with a 3-0 sweep against Rockford last night just across the way at the Ratner Athletic Center. Elmhurst in possession of the ball on the north side of the field. And they're in behind the cage. Valdebenito scores as she was able to beat Ellie Post. Zoe Valdebenito with the second Elmhurst player with a hat trick in this game. She went one-on-one with Ellie Post, and Valdebenito scores for her team-leading 8th goal.
Scored by number 22, Zoe Valdebenito, her third unassisted.
Immediately, assistant coach Shayna Hecht of the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks called the entire back line over, including the keeper, Samantha Gargiulo. And they're still having a lengthy discussion. And now Coach Hecht sends the back line back onto the field. And Elmhurst with a 9-3 advantage. So Sardon with 4 goals, Valdebenito with 3. And then Illinois Tech on their side, they have Barron. She has 2. This is Ava Roll. Roll running to the front of the net. Roll dispossessed as she's knocked down. And the whistle will go against Ella Conyers. Conyers, the sophomore out of Mattoon, Illinois. You hear the Illinois Tech sideline saying, way to take the hit there. We mentioned the physicality in this matchup. But the Scarlet Hawks able to draw a free position opportunity. And Roll's free position shot goes right into the cross of Vanoni. Jack Vanoni is looking for someone to pass the ball to here. Martinez applying light pressure for Illinois Tech. As now Vanoni gives it up to Mertlin. And now Mertlin facing the pressure from Martinez. Mertlin did a good job of checking her cross there to make sure she had the ball. Now her pass went to Valderrama, and Valderrama couldn't handle it. Illinois Tech scoops it up. Elise Wershawn. Wershawn dispossessed, and the ball taken away by Calderon. That was just a great play by Alyssa Calderon along that sideline. Hannah Jacob. Pressured by Pettigrew. We haven't really seen too much of either of the players, offensive players mentioned in the open, in Tony Martinez and Hannah Jacob. Now this game more of an outlier, as we've seen Martinez with the ball the majority of the time for Illinois Tech, but she's been the one player that hasn't been able to get a quality shot. Meanwhile, Jacob, they haven't really had to go to Hannah Jacob for have the Elmhurst Blue Jays, thanks to the play of Sardon and Valdebenito. Ball knocked loose here from Sardon. Sardon's been actually quiet since that first quarter. It was one of the first times we've really seen her with the ball. Niebler, good job by Niebler to dispossess. And now it's going to be McManus. Good job boxing out by Aileen McManus to get the ball. But her pass goes wide, and Calderon comes away with it for Elmhurst. Calderon. Defended well by Samano and Niebler. Calderon goes back out up top to Ingrafia. Ingrafia with a goal in that second quarter. Now Ingrafia knocked down hard. And the physicality has certainly been a factor in this game between the two teams. And now Ingrafia hit the ground pretty hard. It appears she's okay. She will get the free position opportunity here with 5:35 and counting remaining in the third quarter. Niebuhr will run off following the penalty, and Pettigrew comes in. Here's Ingrafia to the net, and a save by Gargiulo. Good play by Samantha Gargiulo. Gargiulo named Scarlet Hawk of the Week amongst the Illinois Tech athletic programs, which you can find on social media at Tech Athletics. And now a whistle as Martinez takes contact on the southeast side of the field. And now Martinez will get a free position opportunity. So Martinez gives it up to Akertava. Nice screen by Akertava for Barron, but nowhere to shoot as Eliza Barron will reset. She'll go to the other Victoria, Yancheva. Is Yancheva to Barron. Good job by Barron once again checking that cross, making sure she had possession. Going at Conyers. Barron, there's space to roam, but nowhere to shoot. And she'll pass out. Yancheva to Akertava. Pettigrew had the chance, and unfortunate for Illinois Tech, that ball right off the cross of Pettigrew and into the cross of Vadoni, the keeper of Elmhurst. Lurkowitz battling for Elmhurst. And a whistle. And it appears that Elmhurst. So yeah, we get a whistle as a card goes up. And Elmhurst, it appears they will take possession with Lurkowitz on the far side of the pitch. And now Lurkowitz doesn't pass it off. She'll just play it herself with 3 minutes and counting to go in the third quarter. Lurkowitz across midfield. Post applying pressure. Ball knocked loose. Akertava comes away with it. Great help by Ellie Post. Oh, now Akertava gets knocked down by Jacob and a foul. Also a card as Jacob will jog to the sideline. And now Martinez. So it'll be a 1 minute penalty against Hannah Jacob, the junior from Glenview, Illinois, attended Glenbrook South. Ball goes down the pitch. It's scooped up. It was scooped up briefly by Elmhurst. That was Hardy that came away with it. And now it's Illinois Tech. Akertava on the turn. Will have to reset. As now Illinois Tech goes in behind the Martinez. Full minute on the shot clock for the Scarlet Hawks. 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Martinez inside, goes high. Shot goes wide. And now here comes Elmhurst up the field again. Mertland. Contact made on the ball to dispossess Ingrafia. And now it's scooped up by Wershawn, and now another whistle with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go in the third, exactly 100 seconds here as the whistle stops play. So now Illinois Tech resuming action. Scarlet Hawks still trying to cut into this deficit. It's 9-3 Elmhurst. Great performance from Ashley K. Sardon and from Zoe Valdebenito. 4 goals from Sardon, 3 from Valdebenito. Here is Barron. She has 2 goals for Illinois Tech, and Jenny Park had added the other one. Illinois Tech. Looking for a shot. It wasn't quite there for Barron. Under a minute to go. Akertava over to Barron. Not quite there for Barron. The penalty will end for Elmhurst. And now Sardon comes back onto the field. And now Illinois Tech with 30 seconds to go on the shot clock. Final 35 seconds of the quarter. Akurtava looking for a shot. Instead, they go to Rashawn. Rashawn goes inside to Martinez. Martinez looking to go for goal, but surrounded immediately by 4 blue jerseys. Martinez with the shot clock at 6. Martinez trying to dodge. She shoots. Her shot goes wide. Actually hit the official. And that will end at least this attempt for Illinois Tech. Possession will go over to Elmhurst, and that will end the third quarter, where the Blue Jays have a 9-3 advantage over the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. So Elmhurst takes a 6-goal advantage into the fourth quarter. But if it's one thing Elmhurst probably learned about their last outing with Alma, is that no lead is safe. Remember, Elmhurst battled back against Alma in their most recent outing. Alma held on, but still it was the resiliency of the Elmhurst Blue Jays that allowed them to come back. Let's see if Illinois Tech has any of that resiliency on their side in the fourth quarter when we return for NCAA Division III Women's Lacrosse here on YouTube Live and on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. NCAA Division III Women's Lacrosse action continues right here on YouTube Live and on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network as we get ready to begin the fourth quarter. Chris Rouse here on the call at Stewart Field in Chicago, where the Elmhurst Blue Jays lead the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks by a score of 9-3. Getting ready to begin the fourth quarter. Elmhurst actually being outshot by Illinois Tech, 15-14 in favor of Illinois Tech. Both teams with 10 shots on goal. And now action resumes. It's 15-10. Ground balls favor Illinois Tech. 18-17. Turnovers favor Illinois Tech, meaning the Scarlet Hawks have one fewer turnover than the Blue Jays. Ashley K. Sardon with 4 goals. Zoe Valdevenito with 3. Andrea Mertland with 1. And Olivia Ingrafia also with 1. Those are the 9 for Elmhurst. Eliza Barron with 2 goals. Both her first 2 goals of her career. One was a empty net free position goal, and then the other a traditional goal right in front of the net. Also Jenny Park with a goal as well. Those are the 3 for Illinois Tech. Akurtava passes out to Rashawn. Rashawn, the first-year player out of Wakanda, Illinois. Also, Illinois Tech basketball player Garrison Carter attended Wakanda. He actually attended Wakanda High School, the Bulldogs. Meanwhile, Rajan, she's just from the town, attended Carmel Catholic, actually. Shot clock will reset. And Illinois Tech will get a free position opportunity here. Scarlet Hawks trying to cut in. Park goes for goal. Jenny Park scores again. Her second goal. And Illinois Tech, once again, back within 5.
Scarlet Hawk goal scored on the free position by number 15, Jenny Hart. Her second of the game, unassisted.
Second of the game, 7th of the season for Park. As now Illinois Tech within 5. Can they gather the momentum, however, for one last fourth quarter run here against the Elmhurst Blue Jays? Remember, Elmhurst has won the previous 4 meetings. They won 3 of the previous 4 meetings, including last season, where they won the previous meeting 15-8. That was on March 4th, 2025. Here on March 5th, 2026, it's Akurtava with the ball. Over to Rejan and a whistle. And a foul against Elmhurst will give Illinois Tech a free position opportunity. So it'll be Tony Martinez. Martinez looking for her first goal today. And this would be the biggest moment for Illinois Tech thus far. Martinez, goal! Antonia Martinez gets into the scorebook. Career goal number 117 for Tony Martinez, her 9th of the season. Illinois Tech within 4.
Scored on the free position by number 22, Tony Martinez.
Ninth goal of the 2026 season for Martinez already. Only her first goal here. And Elmhurst has done a great job of keeping 22 from making her mark on the game. But let's see if Illinois Tech, now that they've got Martinez going late, let's see if there's still time for the Scarlet Hawks to make one last effort here, one last gasp, last ditch effort to beat Elmhurst. Pettigrew doing a good job defensively against Ingrafia. That'll lead to a whistle. As Pettigrew pretty much forced Ingrafia to the sideline. And now Ingrafia in behind the cage. Looking for an outlet. This is how she scored earlier, literally that same spot. Except Ingrafia had the ball knocked loose. She picked it back up in a hurry and just rifled it home past the keeper, Samantha Gargiulo. Pass ahead of the pack to Barron. Barron splits a double team. Pass to Martinez, and now room to run if you're Illinois Tech. Here's Martinez with space. And she might just underhand drop this one off. This is usually where you give it up, and she does. Martinez to Barron. Akurtava. And now Poe. Ellie Post is here at the sideline. Now a whistle against Elmhurst. I thought Post was going to run out there, and then the whistle sort of stopped everything, as it's a whistle on Valdebenito. And now Ava Roll, the first-year player out of Evansville, Indiana, will take the free position opportunity for the Scarlet Hawks. Roll has 3 goals this season for Illinois Tech. And the officials actually having another conference on the near sideline. As Ava Roll, 3 goals this season. Her most recent goal occurred in the Illinois Tech most recent loss against Hamlin. Illinois Tech with losses to Illinois Wesleyan, St. Mary's of Indiana, and Hamlin this season. And after everything I said about Ava Roll getting ready for the free position, you can wipe that off the board, as it will not be a free position opportunity and action will resume. So here is Martinez going in behind the cage. Park over to Wershawn. Akurtava to Barron. Roll's going to cut to the front of the net. The pass wasn't there. And now Illinois Tech will have to reset. Long pass goes out wide. It's Park. Park is looking for somewhere to attack here. Her pass goes back. Ball knocked free. And now recovered by Illinois Tech. Roll. Roll now has it out high. Roll getting instructions from Shayna Heck, the assistant coach. Roll went to the net. Her shot bounced off the foot of Vanoni, and now Vanoni's just going to fling that ball out of the defensive zone for Elmhurst to take some of the pressure off of herself. And now here come the Blue Jays back the other way. Hawkinson, the junior out of Cary, Illinois, in Hawkinson, with a long run for Elmhurst. She gave it up to Valdebenito. And now a whistle as we get contact on the arm against Illinois Tech. The Illinois Tech coaching staff, they wanted a charge on that long run from Hawkinson. However, no call. And now it'll be a free position opportunity for Ashley K. Sardon. Ashley K. Sardon going for goal again, and she finds it. Ashley K. Sardon with her 5th goal of the matchup. And once again, Illinois Tech, they get it to 5. They actually got it down to 4 this time around. And Sardon puts it right back to 5. It's 10-5 Elmhurst.
Elmhurst University goal scored by number 14, Ashley K. Sardon, her 5th of the game.
5th goal of the matchup for Sardon. Valdebenito with her goal. Her and Sardon are going back and forth for that team lead. Sardon now with 7 on the season. Valdebenito with 8. So Sardon and Valdebenito, they've been right on each other's heels for that lead. And right now, Illinois Tech burns a timeout. 9:46 to go in the game. The Scarlet Hawks, with time becoming an enemy, let's see if they can make one last push to win it when we return here to Chicago on YouTube Live. Fourth quarter action continues with the Elmhurst Blue Jays leading the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks by a score of 10-5 here in NCAA Division III women's lacrosse action. Both teams 0-3 entering today's contest looking for their first win. Illinois Tech with a 15-12 loss to Illinois Wesleyan, an 8-5 loss to St. Mary's College of Indiana, and a 14-5 loss to Hamlin on March the 1st in their most recent outing. Meanwhile, Elmhurst, to begin their season, a 23-0 loss at the hands of the Kalamazoo Hornets, a 6-5 loss at the hands of Illinois Tech's conference rival, the Marion Sabres, and then a 12-11 loss at the hands of the Alma Scots on Tuesday. So Elmhurst right back in action immediately after playing just on Tuesday. And this is after Elmhurst. This game was originally scheduled to be played last Saturday, but Elmhurst requested a reschedule due to a lack of players on the roster due to a number of injuries. They want to be healthier for this game, and for good reason. Here they are with a healthy roster, and here they are with a 5-goal advantage. Here's Hannah Jacob. We mentioned her in the open. She's been relatively quiet all afternoon, other than maybe a few possessions Haven't really seen too much of Hannah Jacob, but you also could really say that same thing about the other player we mentioned in the open. Tony Martinez has 1 goal, and other than really maintaining possession for Illinois Tech most of the game, Martinez has been held in check statistically. Here's a pass in front of the net. A chance to go for goal. Nice save by Gargiulo as Lurkowitz had what should have been a goal. It looked as if Grace Lurkowitz was going to find the back of the net. Gargiulo able to make that save with her cross and also the left side of the body. Gargiulo out to Ava Roll. Roll up the field. Here is Iona Pettigrew. Pettigrew makes a move and a nice run. And now Pettigrew gives it up to Martinez. Martinez passes to Park. Here's Pettigrew. Over to Akrotava. Illinois Tech trying to shuffle their reserves the right way. Speaking of reserves, Izzy Niebler is on the sideline hobbling. Ellie Post on the field to take her place behind the play. Park over to Pettigrew. Pettigrew swings one outside to where Sean. Illinois Tech has to make every possession count if they're going to take the shot clock the rest of the way. Here's Park. Park a couple of spin moves to dodge, but really just spun in place. Pass up top. Goes wide. Akrotava in pursuit. The shot clock is at 6. And Akrotava is going to have to make something crazy happen here. Instead, she's just fling it out of play. Elmhurst will take over on the shot clock violation. Second time Elmhurst has forced the shot clock violation, both on this side of the field. One in the second quarter, one here. And for Illinois Tech, must make the most out of all of those possessions. Cannot have a 90-second shot clock violation at this point. Down 5. Every possession must count. And here's Roll. Oh, Roll makes the catch clean. It's still in the offensive zone. Roll, a chance to go to the front of the net. She took plenty of contact. Couldn't get the shot off. Roll up top to Barron. Barron shot it right into the cross of Vanoni for the save. And what a save there by Vanoni. That looked like a clear-cut goal. As now Vanoni made a clean save. Illinois Tech back in control offensively. Martinez moving for the Scarlet Hawks with 5.5 minutes. Martinez takes the shot, fires it high, and also looked like she may have made contact with the Elmhurst player on her follow-through. It appeared to be incidental contact. As now we've got another player down. That's a Mertland, and Andrea Mertland, who took the contact. And I mentioned that earlier in this game, that we've had a lot of physicality. The game, I will admit, the physicality of this game did sort of slow down in the second half. But in the first half, there was plenty of physicality with a lot of head contact going on. So thankfully, the head contact has slowed down. The physicality has been back within the rules of women's lacrosse. You know, obviously there's a difference. Sometimes on the men's side, you can see more physicality. There's more checking. On the women's side, physicality is welcome, but the checking isn't actually legal. So you'll see players really just more so make contact, just going for a 50-50 ball like you're seeing here. Battling for it was Lurkowitz. The ball's going to roll out of play. Samano in pursuit. And it will favor Elmhurst. Final 5 minutes for the Scarlet Hawks. A pass and a shot and a goal. Zoe Valdevenito. I think she knows about that team goal lead as she now adds another to make it 11-5. Player up goal for the Elmhurst Blue Jays as Valdevenito adds to her scoring total.
Elmhurst University goal scored a woman up by number 22, Zoe Valdevenito, her fourth, assisted by number 14, Ashley K. Sardon.
Zoe Valdevenito with her fourth goal of the matchup. And remember, she led the team coming in with 5, now at 9. Of course, Sardon with 5 of her own. As Elmhurst makes it 11-5. There is Sardon right on cue. And Sardon just flings that thing into the corner. And it's going to roll out of play. It'll be Illinois Tech possession. But at this point, for Elmhurst, the clock is an ally. And not only is the clock an ally at this point, that's what you want. You just want to make Illinois Tech use every second possible just to get a shot. And now a violation against Illinois Tech will keep it back, give it back to Elmhurst on the foul. And now Lurkowitz. Lurkowitz to the front of the net. She scores. Grace Lurkowitz finding the back of the net. So Grace Lurkowitz adding her name to the scorebook. Lurkowitz with 2 goals was actually third on the team in goals scored entering the day. Obviously with Sardon jumping up the board, she now sits at 4th. And actually with that goal, Lurkowitz now tied for 3rd with Hannah Jacob on the team as both have 3 goals. So we get the draw control between Roll and Valdevenito. Roll couldn't quite handle it off the first hop. Roll, the favorite to scoop it up, and does on the ground ball. Here's Ava Roll. Sun's starting to come out here in Chicago. It's been raining for the last 36 hours here locally. And out here in these final 3 minutes, clouds starting to part, sun starting to come out. Unfortunately for Illinois Tech now, Roll is down. And you really don't want to see this, especially with just 3 minutes to go in the game. Never want to see anyone get hurt. But especially at the end of the game. At the end of a game, a well-played, highly contested contest. Never want to see anyone get hurt. It's now Roll, once again, aided off by Emily Wasoki and assistant coach Shayna Hecht, and of course trainer Mika Sanchez. Roll will head to the sideline. Mika Sanchez, the athletic trainer, helping Roll come off the floor, off the field here as Roll continues to look back and talk strategy with her team. Scarlet Hawks will get a free position opportunity here. This will come from Eliza Barron, who scored a empty net free position opportunity earlier for her first career goal. She'll have to beat the keeper herself this time, but that won't happen as she's dispossessed by Valdevenito. Zoe Valdevenito going at it with Martinez, battle of the 22s. Both teams leading scorer. The leading scorer for both teams wearing 22. Tony Martinez, Zoe Valdevenito. Valdevenito, of course, the senior out of Jensen Beach, Florida. Meanwhile, Tony Martinez, the senior out of Atlanta, Georgia. So the 2 veterans on their respective rosters. There's a nice play by Ellie Post. Good job by Post. And now she feeds Martinez. 3 minutes exactly remaining. Martinez just looking for somewhere to go with the ball. She just gives it up clean, easily to Akertava. Akertava swings it over to Yancheva. Scarlet Hawks Again, just letting that clock tick here, 2.5 minutes. They're down 7. And now Akertava making a move. Tries to get to the front of the net. Akertava wanted the shot, but not quite there. Park has had much success for Illinois Tech finding the back of the net. She has 2 goals. Bit of a miscommunication there on the pass from Yancheva. Could have gone to Park. Instead, she went to Akertava. There's a pass in front of the net. A chance for Barron. Instead, she'll give it back out to Akertava. Ball knocked down. Scooped up again. Illinois Tech again just wasting precious time here as Elmhurst defense, they're just packing it in. They're going to let them burn the clock out. And now a whistle. And it will favor Elmhurst on the shot clock violation. After this, Illinois Tech, they'll hit the road for 3 straight. They'll take on North Central, which is another CCIW opponent. Then they'll take on Hanover College in Augsburg. The next time we'll have the Scarlet Hawks for women's lacrosse will be on Sunday, March the 22nd, when the Scarlet Hawks take on Wisconsin Lacrosse. So isn't that fitting? Women's lacrosse action against UW Lacrosse right here in Chicago. Final minute to go as Tony Martinez is met by a wall of Elmhurst defenders. Certainly a great sports year this is shaping up to be with the Winter Olympics, the World Baseball Classic, and, of course, the World Cup. But also March Madness every year, and, of course, women's lacrosse action, and also hockey action starting to pick up as we head into what is arguably the best sports month of the year here in March. Illinois Tech wanted to get the win here. Looks like they'll land on the other end of the line today, and Elmhurst will get their first win. Scarlet Hawks will fall to 0-4. Elmhurst will get their first win, and then the Blue Jays will head home to take on the Beloit College Buccaneers on Monday in their next outing. But Elmhurst, they're not done with the NAC. They'll see MSOE on March the 12th, but they know this. Their next time out on Monday, they'll have their first win of the season as the Elmhurst Blue Jays win it 12-5 over the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. Elmhurst with their first win of 2026. They go to 1-3. Illinois Tech will fall to 0-4. Scarlet Hawks will hit the road for 3 straight matchups before returning home on Sunday, March the 22nd to take on Wisconsin Lacrosse. Illinois Tech never really could get back within striking distance. Elmhurst took an early 5-0 advantage. Illinois Tech got as close as 4, but never really could get any closer than that today as they fall by a final score of 12-5. At one point, it was 9-5 Elmhurst. After that, they added 3 more to salt this one away for their first win of 2026. We're glad that you could join us here at Stewart Field in Chicago for this presentation of NCAA Division III Women's Lacrosse. Remember, the next time will be Sunday, March the 22nd, when the Scarlet Hawks take on Wisconsin Lacrosse. Until then, so long for all of our crew here at Stewart Field. I'm Chris Rouse. Final score, the Elmhurst Blue Jays 12, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks 5. We'll see you next time from Chicago. Once again, thank you for supporting Scarlet Hawks broadcast, the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network, Scarlet Hawks Athletics, and for watching on YouTube Live.